Byron Embry, and I pitched for a very, very long time. Pitched 12 years with Atlanta, Kansas City, Seattle. I travel the globe now, speak at a lot of conferences and things of that nature. I have a program titled Pitching 101, in which I train college and pro guys, for the most part, and a few high school guys sprinkled in throughout the country. My thing, more so than anything else, is mechanics. Number one. Second thing is velocity. I'm a big velocity guy. My theory is the harder you throw, the quicker, less time you have to react, right? Depending on the location of the pitch. But what happens is 86% of high school pitchers in America lack efficiency in their delivery, which hinders velocity. We're going to talk about that here for the next 15 minutes. Let me ask you a question. How many of you in here were taught to push off the rubber? Okay. How many of you were taught to really pull the glove down and drive the glove down? Okay. How many of you were told to keep your front shoulder closed? Many of you. Okay. Those are three components, three aspects of pitching that have been misunderstood and misinterpreted for years. We're going to talk about that. Pitching, gentlemen, comes down to three elements: balance, timing, and direction. What we're going to talk about here today is how do we maximize our velocity using much less effort. Throwing harder and increasing velocity are two totally different things. Two totally different things. Throwing harder is just getting a higher reading on the radar gun. Velocity is how quick the ball actually gets to home plate. I've seen more 91 mile an hour fastballs get to home plate quicker than the guy that threw 95. We're going to explain why. Jeremy, come on up for me real quick. Guys, this is Jeremy Hidalgo from Dallas, Texas. He's out of my 4,000 students. He's probably one of the most mechanically efficient guys that anybody has. So I'm glad I've got it here. Go ahead and go out the stretch for me. The first thing we're going to talk about here, guys, is balance. The balance point has been misused and misinterpreted for years. I did a video with John Smoltz several years ago, and in the video, John and I were talking about the second phase of balance. Many of us were taught to lift. And we're taught that's the balance point, right? But the issue is, if I'm balanced here and then I stride and tip over, am I really balanced? No. Balance phase number 2 is extremely crucial. In balance phase number 2, Jeremy's going to lift, pick it up, he's going to set it straight down. There he is. See that? Notice that he never went forward. He's under control and he's balanced. But before we make him stride, let's take a look at his upper half. We call this equal opposite, meaning both arms are opposite, but they're equal in their angles, or scapular loading is the technical term. His front side and his back side look the exact same. Notice he doesn't do this. Velocity is predicated on how far your arm lays back. What determines how far a slingshot, you shoot a rock, is based on how far it can lay back. If I get here, my arm doesn't lay back very far. But if my thumb stays down, when this hip rotates, I can lay it back to there. That's why this thumb is going to stay down, more so than the fingertips going up. Okay? As he strides, watch this. Tell me where his weight is, back, forward, or middle. Sure. Looks pretty back to me. His weight is back. Okay? Yeah, make sure your weight stays. He can look back. Good. Okay, now he just looks back. If he was to push off the rubber, what do you think would happen? Push his weight forward. Now what? We got a problem, don't we? His weight's now forward. If his weight's forward, how does the arm get from point A to point B? What's going to take it? The shoulder. You've heard the term going all arm? That's why I never understood the pushing off the rubber theory. If a hitter was to push in the box, he's going to do this. It's all hands, right? If a pitcher pushes, he's going to have all arm. So if his weight goes forward, his arm says, man, I'm back here all by myself. I've got to hurry up and get with the body. That's all he's got. Why? Because the human arm will only travel at its fastest speed for 4 inches. That's all you got. If I took a towel and I was going to spin it and I was going to crack you with it, I'd never do this. Right? I'd spin, accelerate out front. Going to baseball is the exact same thing. when he gets back into this position, as this weight travels forward, it brings the arm along with him. The arm hasn't done anything yet. Once he gets out front, what does he have left over? 4 inches. The baseball has now came out of his hand while his arm's traveling as fast as speed. The baseball has now came out of his hand while his arm's traveling as fast as speed. Most of us have our arm speed faster in the back than we do in the front. You use more energy and you decrease the velocity. Right? Some of you have better arm speed than the velocity that's actually shown. Why? Because the arm speed has been decreased when you release the baseball. Whatever we use in the back, we're going to lose on the front. My lower half delivers the arm, and the arm delivers the pitch. Many of us, the arm delivers itself and the pitch. That can get kind of taxing, right? Back in your power position for me. Now, notice his glove. One of the things that you'll see a lot of guys do is really tuck that glove and really drive that glove down. And people want to know, well, gee, his front shoulder's open. Wonder why. The minute this glove moves, this front shoulder is forced to go that way. See where I am? This glove can't move. I'm not going to bring my glove to my chest. I'm going to take my chest out to my glove. If I take my chest to my glove, I now stand in a straight line. And I'm directly behind the baseball. And I'm also closer to home plate, creating what we call perceived velocity. Every foot, every 12 inches that I'm closer to home plate creates a 3-mile-per-hour illusion to the hitter. A ball comes out of my hand at 99 and I'm up on you, it looks a lot quicker than 99, right? But the farther back I get, 99 looks maybe 94. Or in realistic terms, let's say 85. 85 from here looks 88, maybe 89. Back here, it's 82. Does that make sense? I'm not going to pull back to throw forward. I'm going to take my chest out there. By doing that, gentlemen, I've now increased my velocity by decreasing my effort level. I can now throw 6 innings and not lose any velocity versus throwing 4 and lose all of it. Right? Any questions thus far? Nothing? Okay, good. Everything's good. Appreciate it. Now, there's actual velocity, which is what the radar gun says, though we use the term velocity inappropriately. Then there's perceived velocity. Every foot I'm closer to home plate creates a 3-mile-an-hour illusion. But then there's effective velocity. A fastball thrown at 85 miles an hour in acts 88. A fastball thrown 85 away acts 82. You go ask a hitter. The guy in the red shirt right there rakes. I'll hit anybody. Now, but you throw him a fastball in, he's got to be a little quicker. I mean, he's still going to hit it out over a bus somewhere, but he's going to be quicker. He's going to get to it. But this pitch over here acts only 82. We've thrown the same velocity, but it's acting different. That's why you got to throw in. Too many of us refuse to throw in. The majority of high school baseball in America is pitched away. 78%, 74%. Right? So when you start throwing in, everything changes. Well, gee, he's got a little bit of bat. Well, unless he creates a proper barrel angle, if he gets this ball hard, he's probably going to pull a foul. And if he takes it, that's the strike. And the ball acts much quicker. Before I got ahead of myself, the final part of that is the extension. Front side extension. We talk about finishing the pitch. The definition of finishing a pitch is when your belly button can get over your front knee. 82% of our velocity. 78 to 82% of our velocity occurs in the final phase of the throw. Many of us do everything right to the final phase and we don't get through it. We get to it, we don't get through it. Now the ball's flattened out and now it gets tattlewagged. Right? If you can get through the pitch on the front side by allowing your belly button to extend over your front knee, you're in much better shape. You will maximize your velocity at that point. Any questions so far? Anybody? How many of you guys throw a 2-seam fastball? Everybody? When you were taught the two-seam, did anyone explain to you the hand angle or just the grip? Just the grip, you said take it this way and throw it? Here's the thing about the two-seam fastball. Unless that ball sinks, I don't want to throw one. A ball can run, and it runs the risk of running into a barrel. Now you're back up third base. True movement, gentlemen, is only when the ball sinks. I must change planes of the bat consistently. Okay? Well, I throw right over the top. My two-seamer is straight as they come, but I throw it downhill. Now, to get my ball to sink, I've got to change my hand angle. So my hand angle, notice I didn't say arm angle, I said hand angle. My hand's at 12 o'clock. To get my two-seamer, really even my four-seamer, to move or sink, I got to go from 12 to about 130 or 2. That's all I got to do. And when I get extended, my hand will naturally pronate. If my hand does not turn over naturally this way, I didn't pronate. That's why I didn't get about pitching coaches and change. They want everybody to actually do this. No, get extension, because your body will naturally do it anyway if you get out there far enough. Right? When you throw that two-seamer, it's thrown in one spot, arm side. I don't want to throw it away to like I'm going to throw it glove side, right? It's probably going to stay straight. If it does go, then run back over the middle of the plate, and it's going to be a few miles an hour slower than my four-seam fastball anyway. So I'd rather throw the four-seam if I'm going to go away. Throw it there and make it sit there. Right? Gentlemen, hitters do not like to be attacked. They don't like that stuff. They don't like guys that come after them. They like guys that don't know what's going on and get confused and take a lot of time between pitches to try to figure it out. But when you know what's going on mechanically, and this thing works as it's a turnkey operation, you work quick because you know what's going on. But at the end of the day, I'm not a mechanical guy. At the end of the day, I'm going to run over you. That's my primary focus. I'm going to run over you. I'm going to compete. Round ball, round bat, you always had the advantage. Now, if they had a tennis racket, it'd be a little different. But round ball, round bat, and they have to hit the ball where someone's not playing in that area, that's real tough to do. When we don't know what we're doing mechanically and things are broken and we're trying to fix it and we got a million other things going on, we make the hitting job easier. We hang more pitches, we get behind the count line. That kind of makes sense. Any questions about anything? Coaches? Good. Is there any theory that you thought of before that now you see why it shouldn't be used? Do you see why you don't push up and down? You push, but the front foot's got to get down. Mario Rivera told me that Byron's too quiet, so I'm going to get my front foot down first, then I can go. But I'm not going to go before that. I'm not going to throw the ball on the backside, I'm going to throw it on the front. I'm not going to move my glove and take my chest too. Simple as that. And when we go out here and you throw your bullpens, you do what you do. Don't try this just yet if you're not used to it. Because you're here to showcase what it is you do. Now, if it makes sense and you're comfortable with it, sure, go ahead. But I don't want you to do something that you're not used to doing. Right? Nobody's got a question? All right, guys. You're free. Bring the other group in here.